Hello students, the next distribution that we are going to study is very important. The name of the distribution is binomial distribution. Okay, if Bernoulli's distribution is clear to you from the previous video lecture, then it is very easy for you to understand this binomial distribution. I am making a star mark to this because this distribution is of utmost importance. Okay, it is considered to be as one of the most important distributions as far as discrete random variable is concerned. Okay, so it is the name of the distribution is binomial distribution. It is discovered by James Bernoulli in 1700 and it is first get published in 1713. Okay, so what we are going to do here, let a random experiment be performed repeatedly and let the occurrence of an event in a trial be called a success and its non-occurrence be a failure. Okay, so here again in binomial distribution, exactly similar as that of Bernoulli's distribution, we are going to perform an experiment repeatedly here. Okay, we are going to perform an experiment repeatedly and we are going to let the occurrence of that event in a trial be success and failure. Be success, occurrence is success and non-occurrence is failure. If I want to give an example of this, simple example for binomial distribution is tossing of a coin several times. Okay, when I am tossing a coin several times, what is going to happen? Either head will come or tail will come. So if I am setting head as a success, then obviously tail is going to be failure. Right, so it is an experiment. Tossing of a coin is an experiment where I have occurrence is, if I am setting occurrence as head, then head is success, coming head is success and not coming head, that means coming tail is a failure. So this kind of examples comes under binomial. If I am doing it, if I am tossing a coin, let us say 100 times, then it comes under the binomial distribution example. Okay, so it's called success and its non-occurrence is called as failure. Consider a set of n independent Bernoullian trials. What they called it as, just now we have seen from previous video lecture, that experiment is called as Bernoullian trials and I am doing it n times. Like I said just now, 100 times I am tossing a coin, that means n value is 100, but they are called as Bernoullian trials. Okay, right. So they are called as Bernoullian trials and that n being finite, that n should not be infinite, that n should be finite, in which the probability small p of success in any trial is constant for each trial. Then q is equals to 1 minus p is the probability of failure in any trial. So they are denoting p by the probability of success in any trial and it is constant for each trial. Okay, and it is constant for each trial. Then q will be equals to obviously 1 minus p because the sum of success and failure is must come out to be 1 and it is the q is equals to probability of failure in that trial, the probability of x successes and consequently n minus x failures. Suppose I am tossing a coin n times or I am doing an experiment n times and I am noting its success. When I am saying head is a success, then tail will be failure. So I have defined success and failure in this manner. Suppose then the probability of x successes, suppose I have tossed a coin 10 times and I have got 7 times heads, that means 7 times I have got success and 3 times I have got failure. Obviously there is nothing in between. So the probability of x successes and consequently n minus x failures in n independent trials in a specified order, say success, I am on this line, success, success, failure, success, failure, success and so on, because I have to toss it n times or I have to do it n times, failure, success, failure. Alright, where S represents success and F represents failure is given by the compound probability theorem by the expression. How compound probability theorem is defined? If you have independent events, getting a head and getting a tail, they are independent of each other. I cannot say that because in I should say 7th trial I am getting head, in the 8th trial I am also going to get head again. I cannot say that. It may come in the 8th trial, it may come head or it may come tail. In this way, every experiment is independent of each other, and then compound probability theorem come to the picture, which says that probability of all the event, or I should say probability of everything happening, is equals to the multiplication of the all the disjoint things, the multiplication of all disjoint things, which is probability of the thing which we have considered just now is success, success, failure, success, failure, failure, failures, whatever. The random order is equals to probability of success, probability of success, probability of failure, probability of success, probability of failure, 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 success, and so on. Failure, success, failure. I am just following this thing. Alright, so we have defined probability of success as P, probability of failure as Q. So I am just putting P, this should be Q, P, Q, whatever it may be. So I am getting P into P into P and so on up to P, X factors, because I am saying that I am getting X successes here. Let me highlight X successes and N minus X failures we have. Alright, so X factors are of P and N minus X factors are of Q. But it is very but obvious, so we will get P to the power X into Q to the power N minus X. But this is very important line. But X successes in N trials can occur in NCX way. I am talking about combination here. I have already told you in the beginning itself, when I was about to introduce this probability, this unit number 4, that I need permutations and combinations from your side. It is very important for you to study permutations and combinations. So, but X successes in N trials, suppose we are performing N trials, so how X successes can be calculated from that, and in how many ways I can calculate X successes, or how many ways X successes can occur out of N trials? It is N, it is in some books, it is this notation NCX. That means I am getting X successes out of the N trials which I am getting, or I should say I can get X successes out of N trials in NCX ways. NCX तरीके से मुझे सक्सेस मिल सकती है. There are different ways of getting success. What are the number of ways? The number is NCX, where C represents combination, and the probability for each of these ways is P to the power X into Q to the power N minus X. We have just seen. Okay, hence the probability of X successes in N trials in any order whatsoever is given by the addition theorem of probability by the expression we will get. This thing we have just now obtained, P to the power X into Q to the power N minus X, because we have X factors of P and N minus factors of Q. So it is just the matter of writing this in view of we can get X successes in N trials in NCX ways or N bracket NX ways. Alright. Right, and here listen here, very important thing is that in binomial distribution we will be finding the probability of success only. This is the statement which you should remember every time. In binomial distribution we are more concerned, or we are concerned about the probability of success only. Okay. The probability distribution of the number of successes so obtained is called as binomial probability distribution, for obvious reason that the probabilities of 0 success, 1 success, 2 success and so on up to n success with C. Now 0 to n it should come. Okay, so when I am saying X successes here, P to the power X into Q to the power N minus X, this X is nothing but number of successes. So if this X is running from 0 and so on up to N, what I will get in case of 0 successes, tell me what I will get. In terms of 0 successes, the value of X will be 0. When the value of X will be 0, what will happen to this expression? Just tell me. It will be NC0, P to the power 0, Q to the power N minus 0. What is NC0? It is 1. What is P to the power 0? It is again 1, Q to the power N. So hence I will get Q to the power N. I am generating the sequence now. Next will be the one success case. So put X is equals to 1 in this expression again. It will be NC1. NC1 is written, P to the power 1, Q to the power N minus 1. Done. What in case of two successes, when I am getting two successes, NC2 P to the power 2 Q to the power n minus 2 and so on. In terms of in case of n successes, I will get NCN. What is the value of NCN? The value of NCN, I hope you are aware of the combination notation and some at least basic things about permutation and combination. If not, what is your task now? Today your task is to study permutation and combination, at least basics. You can find them in the notes or in the PPTs which I have shared previously. Alright? Fine. So in the finally, NCN, which is 1, P to the power n, Q to the power n minus n, which is Q to the power 0. So I will get only P term here in the last thing. So can you observe something here? Can you observe something by seeing this sequence? What are they? They are the successive terms of binomial expansion. You know binomial expansion of Q plus P whole to the power n. When you expand this binomially, Q plus P whole to the power n, you are going to get this thing, and that is why the name of this distribution is binomial distribution. Okay, so this is how the name is binomial distribution. So let us define it formally. Let us define binomial distribution formally and we'll stop for this lecture. Okay, a random variable x is said to follow binomial distribution if it assumes only non-negative values, and its probability mass function, non-negative values and its probability mass function is given by probability at x is equals to x is equals to small p of x is equals to NCX, this is combination notation, NCX P to the power x Q to the power n minus x, where x is running from 0, 1, 2 and so on up to n. Why? Because we are talking about here 0 success case, 1 success case, 2 success case and so on up to n success case, where what is Q? Q is nothing but failure, which is 1 minus success, and it is 0 otherwise. So this is how we define binomial distribution. The two independent constants n and p, in the distributions are known as the parameter of distribution. N is also sometimes called as the degree of the binomial distribution. Binomial distribution is a discrete distribution, as x can take only the integral values with 0, 1, 2 and so on up to n. Very important point. It is a discrete distribution. Any variable which follow binomial distribution is called as a binomial variate. Okay, we shall use the notation x is related to, or x is related to b of np to denote that the random variables x follows the binomial distributions with parameters n and p. Okay, all right. We'll continue with it in the next class.